Over 5,000 Nigerian medical doctors are working in South Africa. Over 5,000 Nigerian medical doctors, even more, are working in South Africa. But back home in Nigeria, there are no medical doctors in our hospitals. Children are dying. Pregnant women are dying because there's no medical attention. There is no equipment. There is no advanced hospital. Our politicians are moving abroad. South Africa, America, India, France, United States of America, UK, for medical treatment. And you want me to celebrate that? You want me to be proud that Nigeria, thousands of Nigerian medical doctors that are supposed to be in Nigeria saving lives are out there in the other country doing what they are supposed to do in their homeland. And you want me to celebrate that? All because of a failed system. Because of a failed system, the Nigeria have failed its citizens. There's nothing to be happy about this country. Nothing to be celebrated about this country. Country whereby the politicians are supposed to fix the system are the one running to other countries to get that something they're supposed to give to their people. And you want me to celebrate the fact that thousands of Nigerian medical doctors are working in South Africa? No, I cannot celebrate that. I cannot celebrate that. I cannot celebrate that because they are doing that at the expense of 150,000 medical doctors of South African origin that are supposed to be working. They took away their job. I'm not saying anybody should be sacked or sent home. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Nigeria as a system have failed, and the systems that we are running to, that we are supposed to learn from, like this South Africa, because if South Africa economy and healthcare system is not good and advanced enough, Nigeria would not be running there to work. Nigeria would have not been going there to work. And everybody wants me to come back because I mean Nigeria have to defend rubbish. I have to defend stupidity. It is time we speak up so that these politicians will know that this is enough. Enough is enough. We have everything. Manpower, intelligence. But the system cannot coordinate this thing and make it big. If our government gets it right today, Nigeria will be the best economy in the world because we have virtually everything. We are smart. We are intelligent. But there's nobody to harness and put this thing together to push this country forward. If you come into Nigeria, the ethnic divide. If you look at South Africa, you think that South Africa is made up of one tribe. No, there are many tribes in South Africa, but they're always together. They're always united for one cause. But in Nigeria, no. Everybody wants to kill each other. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't support rubbish, please. I don't.
Fellow Africans, I greet you all with a sincere greetings of peace. In my native language in Nigeria, we often say Udo Delonu, which means peace be upon you all. I have come this evening to talk about something that has been on the mind of a lot of us Africans, and that concerns the xenophobic attacks that is taking place in South Africa. Now, it is very clear to every African that the South African president and his cabinet are very much aware of the activities of these recalcitrants that are going all over South Africa, seeking people, maiming people, buying people, and causing serious bodily harm on people. They've looted shops of foreigners, they've burnt shops of Africans, they've destroyed our properties. The truth about it is that we're beginning to have a lot of weak African leaders. When things like this begin to happen, it is pertinent that the African Union could have called for a meeting immediately to sanction South Africa. South Africa should have been expelled from the African Union. A petition should have been written to ICCJ because the crime against humanity that has been committed in South Africa. People have been mowed down, people have been massacred in South Africa. And this is against every international norms and values that we have in the world. It is expected that as part of United Nations law, that when you have refugees in your country, whether legal or illegal, that you treat them with respect and with the dignity of the human person. However, South Africa has continued to destroy the properties of fellow Africans to the silence of their president. Now, their president has come out to issue a very lame and lazy, unprofessional and unacceptable apology. We as Africans must learn not to always turn the other cheek. We have to show South Africa that Africa belongs to us. We refer to Africa as Mama Africa, and we expect that all the nations in Africa should by now expel the South African embassy ambassadors in their territory. They should recall all the South African ambassadors in South Africa. They should impose economic sanctions on South Africa. We should stop any importation from South Africa. We must make sure that every South African companies in our territory, that we nationalize them. We have to show seriousness in the things that is happening about with us as people. The world treats us like animals because we do not sit back and fight back for our people. They went to the hospital, they turned off the life support of a lot of people, they stopped them from getting medical care. Never since Hitler has such a thing happened. And the Africans must not pretend that this sort of thing will happen and no consequences for it. Every embassy needs to recall their ambassadors from South Africa. Every possible economic sanctions that we can impose on South Africa should happen. If you have a South African in your establishment, sack that South African. Because they have to take responsibility for their actions. All South African musicians should not perform in any African state. We must stop listening to their music. If we are following any South African professional or social media influencer, we should all delete ourselves from such followership. We must show these people that we are tired of them waking up every morning and killing us as Africans. Any African musician, if you have them on your iPod, delete them, stop listening to their music. Somebody has to pay a price for these people to understand that Africa means business. And we call on all the governments in Africa to recall all the ambassadors, seize every diplomatic initiative or any diplomatic interaction with South Africa. Africans have had enough of these killings, and we cannot pretend that it's not happening anymore. All African nations should work hard and find a way to raise funds for the people that have been displaced from South Africa. Enough is enough. We cannot continue to tolerate these things in our own continent. Every African must see himself as brothers and sisters. But since South Africa has decided to detach themselves from the African family, we must show them the consequences of being a prodigal child. I say no to any African nation leaving their diplomatic embassies still intact. All ambassadors must be recalled. And all South African ambassadors in our respective nations must be asked to leave our countries. South Africa has to pay a price for this. The xenophobic attack is too much, and if something is not done, it will escalate to genocide. I leave you all with the sincere greetings of peace. Share this video, let your government hear this voice, and let your government do something to make sure that South Africa pays a price. Thank you.